Hi guys, my name is Eric Ryder. I'm playing Friar Laurence in the Poetic Theater Collective's production of Romeo and Juliet, and we are going to have some breakfast together and talk about Shakespeare. If you want the full at-home experience of this breakfast with me, I'm eating Honey Nut Chex Nicks, gluten-free, and a cup of dark French roast Starbucks coffee in a French press. So those are your ingredients. If you want to join me fully in this, I don't blame you. So, food in my mouth. I love Shakespeare. I first loved him in high school and college as particularly a student of Shakespeare. I mean, I was always a really good student in school. And Shakespeare was kind of like puzzle poetry that I could unlock. It's like a really good Sudoku puzzle for an actor. It was where I first started getting interested. That, it's just a whole bunch of words, and a lot of them are archaic, and a lot of the compositions don't make sense. But if you know the clues, if you know the hints towards solving the puzzle, then you could unlock a wide variety and array together, of tools for how to use those words. Looking at your line endings and seeing what words Shakespeare put there for you to emphasize. And oh look, now you have a whole bunch of monosyllabic words, and what does that mean? And oh, there's this period in the middle of this sentence. What is he trying to tell me? And so I liked it first primarily as an intellectual exercise of mining poetry, that instead of, I'm not a poet so I don't really write it, but as an actor it was poetry that I could do something with, that I could use in a way that was intellectually stimulating. Coffee. And then in college, it's a really weird Shakespeare revelation moment, but I studied abroad in England for a semester, and I did Fame the musical out there, which was apropos being the only American in an English college doing a musical set in New York City. And I played Nick Piazza, and there's a scene where Nick, in a really cheesy, awful way, does a Romeo and Juliet scene with his love interest. And I remember even just speaking the little words, it was like the Palmer's hands kiss lines, and they were sexy. It's a lot of sexy dialogue, and it really kind of opened my mind to how visceral Shakespeare could be. That it wasn't only just this intellectual thing for an actor to enjoy figuring out, but it was raw, and it was kind of scary, that first encounter with Juliet, and I started imagining what a really violent, really sexy Romeo and Juliet could be like. And luckily, Dan, who's our director, and a lot of the creative team feels the same way about our production right now with the Poetics. It's really sexy and it's really violent, and looking to make the show as engaging as possible, so it's not just like a heady intellectual exercise, but actually like a really exciting, relevant theater experience, is something that I think this production is going to really stand above the rest with, because we're all of the same mind that it's really going to be like a thriller. And so that's Romeo and Juliet in particular for me. And then finally, I just directed a production of Hamlet for the Ophelia Theater Group, and where I'm at right now with Shakespeare is that no one really gets it. I mean, no one really knows when he wrote these plays. No one really knows what he wrote them about. No one really knows exactly what he was after. So the multiplicity of ways in which it can be done is endlessly interesting, especially, with Hamlet on my mind right now. There's no right way to do it. And when people ask me how did I feel about the production that I just did, my answer was, well, it was my Hamlet right now at this point in my life, and if I did it 10 years from now, I'm sure it would be endlessly different, because, you have such a blank slate with Shakespeare. You have these beautiful words and this beautiful text that evokes so many images, but you don't have, the stage direction that tells you when somebody crosses at this time or what the set should look like. You have a blank slate and these beautiful, borderline perfect words to use, and then an individual ensemble makes with them what they will. So I know we're a young theater company doing guerrilla Shakespeare at a time where everybody's doing Shakespeare, but that doesn't mean that what we create won't be special and won't be individually beautiful in its own right. It needs to be seen, because there will never be a Shakespeare like this again. Even the ones that are on Broadway we're looking specifically to touch a specific small audience in a very personal, engaging way that I think would make seeing this production, donating your money, coming and hanging out with us a really good use of your time. So my Chex Mix are a little soggy now because I did a lot of talking and not a lot of eating, but I'm glad that we could hang out, and hopefully I'll see you at the production. Bye, guys.